Hello everybody, we are the Geeks and Degenerates. I am Enzo and this is for my forever co-host John. And today we talk about Ant-Man Quantumania. Kinda sounds like WrestleMania, doesn't it?
It does. I always do that as well. Like Ant-Man, WrestleMania, Quantumania. Look, I'll give them this. Props to them for making the name Quantumania.
Yeah.
And then, like, putting in, like, Ant-Man within Quantumania. That I was like, when the movie ended, I was like, huh, that was kind of cool.
I remember their first font design where it's like Ant-Man and the Wasp. Huh? What English is this?
What is Quantumania?
That's what the internet said. Because it was so, like, lazily designed. You're like, Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Oh, like it wasn't coherent. Like,
yeah.
You can't read it.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'll send it to you after the filming. But yeah. Like, I think it was in, like, a Disney Expo where they're like, oh, Jonathan Majors is Kang. You're like, for me at least,
Fuck
like,
yeah.
I was like, Kang the Conqueror against Ant-Man?
Man.
Like, that's a bit odd. Like, if you know the character of Kang and the comics of Kang, you're like, that's an Avengers villain. What is he doing in Ant-Man? And then you saw him for a bit in Loki, where, like, first impressions, you're like, I like Jonathan Majors as Kang, this version of Kang. And spoilers for ahead, I still like him as Kang. I really do. But as for the movie, before we get to our thoughts, were you excited?
Look, I am marveled out. Like, well, we've already discussed this, but yeah, I was pretty tired. But the thing was, the reason why I watched this movie instead of waiting for it to come out on digital is because I had to help a friend's sister do her fundraiser, and they were doing a screening on Ant-Man. So I was like, okay, I'm doing this because I would like to help my friend's little sister, and she was begging. So I was like, okay, I'll help her. And all I gotta say is that, what was it? 2 hours and 5 minutes and 580 pesos. I will never get them. Lost into the ether and just shriveling away.
Well, I was like, well, since you're watching it, I might as well watch it too. And I'll never get my, festival. No, I spent 500 for the festival tickets as well.
It's so stupid. Why is movie tickets so expensive?
Right? Like, can you just not? You know, just make it like in the 200 plus range, the way
like what it used to be before.
Yeah,
we do miss those, but inflation.
Anyway, I wasn't excited because I like the first Ant-Man. I really do. I haven't seen it in a while though, but like I remember the second Ant-Man, and that came out right after Infinity War, and it felt like Marvel pumping the brakes, and you're like, bang, you're like, what the fuck is this movie?
Yeah, it was questionable.
Yeah, it's like oh, you follow Infinity War with this. Okay.
Right?
Like, it doesn't matter if you have Lawrence Fishburne or Michelle Pfeiffer, it's still mediocre.
Yeah.
But so going into it, we did hear that Jonathan Majors was the standout.
Yeah, like I saw some reviews before watching the movie, and they're like, Jonathan Majors is a hard character.
Yeah.
When it came to this movie, it started with Paul Rudd and that girl who plays that one elf.
Oh, Evangeline Lilly.
Yeah.
Like, to be fair, she's putting in the performance of her life, being someone who believes in science. Catherine Newton also did a decent job too. I like Cassie.
Yeah, Cassie was fun.
I just don't understand why couldn't they use the actress from Endgame to be Cassie still.
You know what's the oddest thing? I don't know why they couldn't cast the actual little girl from the original Ant-Man, because around this time she is probably the same age as is what she's supposed to be in Ant-Man.
Yeah, the little girl was like, it's so ugly, I love it. You're like, oh.
Yeah. I was like, oh, I was like, you couldn't. Okay, fine.
Yeah. But getting into it, Scott Lang has a pretty good life. He's saved the world, and we're still off the end game high of like, I literally saved the world. If Master Shredder didn't eject me from the quantum realm, we wouldn't be here. You would all be dust. And he even writes a book. Even his old boss from Baskin Robbins is like, yeah, he worked here.
Wait. Did you say Master Shredder? It's
Sorry,
Splinter, you
shit.
Neanderthal. What the fuck?
Sorry,
You fucking Philistine. You.
it's been a while since I've seen anything TMNT. Sorry.
No, while you were talking, I was like,
What a twist! See this big like ninjas like open. Who are you? Anyway, we're really avoiding talking about the plot, but yes, Scott's successful. Hope is successful. I forgot her name for a bit. And like Janet and Michael Douglas, the original Hank Pym, are happy grandparents. While Cassie is a troublemaker, helping fight the good fight. You're like, you're an Avenger. Why don't you help out these people? Like, well, you're like, yeah. Why don't you help? I'm really good at your morals, Scott.
and like, he is at that part of his life where yes, he's famous, he's doing well, but at this point, the title Avenger is kind of lost now.
Yeah,
like
even if he's listening to his own book in the car, we're like, I didn't know Scott Lang was egotistical, but sure. I love how he's like recounting, like, yes, Hulk turned me into a baby, and Steve was like, why baby? Why Hulk?
Yeah, I like. Okay, like if you think that Thor: Love and Thunder was too funny, haha. This is very funny, haha.
But
not in a good way.
I think this is the hardest Marvel has tried to make me laugh in a theater, where I'm just like, I'm Homelander watching his own movie, just like.
Look, okay, I'm gonna be honest. Thank you to my friend's little sister for referring me to watch Ant-Man and Wasp, and I'm glad to help. But while watching this, I was just surrounded by noisy high school. They all know each other, so like I get it. But there's one thing that I hate the most in the world. Hated every minute being in that theater because they're all noisy. They're all laughing at the shitty jokes. I am glad you're enjoying, but I paid 580 pesos for this fucking movie. This is IMAX money level kind of payment now. And you expect me to be like, I'm gonna shell out this much cash to watch a shitty fucking movie with shitty fucking audience who are just talking and being loud and clapping for no fucking reason, because you see high school kids running up and down the fucking, I'm like, stop running, just walk. Oh my god.
This has been John's Rant Corner. We'll go back to our schedule.
No, yeah, this is I'm getting a vasectomy. I don't fucking care. I don't like children.
But yeah, you learned that Cassie's.
Wait, sorry, where were we? What was the point I was trying to make?
I don't know, do you? We find out that Cassie,
sorry.
Talking to the quantum realm, and Jana's like, huh? I don't like that. You're like, why don't you like that? Because in the beginning, you see like she meets Kang, and like you're not telling the rest of the family something, and they're all like, what are you telling us? She's like, actually. And then the thing opens up, and they get sucked into the quantum realm for the majority of the middle act. It's Hope, Hank, and Janet, and then the other half is Cassie and Scott all by themselves, learning about this world. And I do give props to the director for kind of trying to make this feel like Star Wars. You know, there's this big rebellion, there's this empire, but I just wish it was better put together, because like when Scott and Cassie are being caught by the people, and then there's this guy who can read their minds. Is like, stop breathing it. You're like, all right, I get the joke. Stop thinking that. Like, funny. And like he starts talking about holes. You're like, I don't know where you're going with the whole joke.
Yeah, at this point I was kind of pretty. Oh wow! I think I am in a fever dream. This is my nightmare.
And then, meanwhile, Hope, Hank, and Janet are walking through, and it's like, we can't be seen. They're like, what aren't you telling us? Like, I can't tell you. What? Can you tell us when we're riding the Stingray?
Which I find very stupid.
Yeah.
Janet, of all people, is supposed to be like a smart woman who married a very smart man with godlike technology. Yes, I get it. Kang's very powerful, but you saw what they went up against, right?
Yeah.
They could do that again, and if you tell them sooner, we got time to prepare. So just fucking say it. Why did you hold it in? Oh, he's too dangerous to know. No, he's not. He's not the like basilisk where you're like the fucking like
Basilisk?
or the. Sorry, basilisk, Voldemort, where he gets stronger as you say his name.
And then they go to like the Star Wars cantina where they learn the language the same as Scott and Cassie. And then there they meet Bill Murray. They're like, hey, have you seen our friends? And he's like, yeah, I have. And you can sense that Bill Murray and Janet kind of had a thing back in the day because he was part of the rebellion, but now he's working with Kang. And he's like, I'm sorry. He already found them. He already sent the MODOK after them. We're like, oh shit, MODOK's on this, right? And then they all get to the skirmish and they fly away. And then you cut back to Scott and Cassie. You know what? MODOK's introduction is pretty cool. Where he, out of nowhere, you see this body just slam this guy. You're like, that's pretty cool. I've never seen MODOK do that.
Yeah, like they were all happy. Like there is the perfect weapon.
Yeah.
There's this thing that it is hard to fucking kill. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Well, there's a cool introduction to MODOK. I don't
has like 4 machine guns and he corners Scott and Cassie and then he reveals his face. You're like, that is horrible CGI. And it's Yellow Jacket, B-Man, Corey Stoll, this like expanded face of being MODOK. I'm like, why did you have to reveal your face? MODOK, can you just make MODOK like the armored version? I don't get it. We've done this with villains before, where you don't have to show the goofy face.
That is so weird.
He doesn't even sound like MODOK. It's not like, I am MODOK. I am smarter than all of you. I don't know what accent that is, but yes. But MODOK's thing is he's smart. This guy's just petty.
Yeah. So it's just like the oddest fucking thing. Yeah. What also is the oddest fucking thing is like, you know when you're in like Photoshop or Canva and you wanna make this thing, like this photo that you imported into it, bigger, but when you do, it gets stretched out, you see the resolution kind of die down a bit, like it goes, it's that. Why does it look blurry? Why does he look so off? The uncanny valley is just so weird. I'm like, are you real? Not real? I don't know what.
Like motherfucking
CGI. Did they track your face?
Tarkin from Rogue One looks like a real person who walks and talks more than you.
Yeah. Homie, I think you got some. Yeah, I really hope that wasn't in the John Wick film session.
I hope not too. I'm just talking about rage right now. But yeah, MODOK's. Like I heard the visual artists were pressured by Marvel to finish this thing with limited resources because everything went to Wakanda Forever apparently.
Well, we could see where, it took effect. Like, did you see the joke where the poor visual art, the graphic artist who had to do MODOK's butt just for that one scene? Oh, look. It's so stupid. MODOK is such a stupid character. I hate this movie.
Like, and then we cut back to Hope, Janet, and Hank, and then Janet finally is like, all right, in the quantum realm, I met this guy named Kang, and he was stranded here, and I helped him fix the ship, and we kind of made a bond. And like every time this movie cuts to Kang, like you feel like you're in a different movie. You're like, I like this part of the movie where Janet and Kang are just bonding of like, I never got to see my daughter again. I promised her I would be back. I never was. And he's like, you know what? If we fix my ship, I'll help you see your daughter again. And you're like, all right. You know Kang's a bad guy, but you're like, sympathetic bad guys. We like that.
Same here. I was like, oh, I really do want to see the heel turn, and it does pay off. Yeah. Like, she sees what he has done. He has seen him destroy a million versions of like the same universe. Yeah. And I was like, that's fucking sick.
Yeah, and like when he's going after her, like, you're out of your league, Janet.
I do love that the visor turns his face blue.
Yeah.
It's not just because he has a blue face.
It's not the campy comic look. You're like, you know what? I vibe with this. And like when he's like screaming his head off out of rage, you're like, this is not overacting. I like this. I love when he goes, like, oh yeah.
God, the biggest plot point here was that like little ball thing that makes him travel from one multiverse to another, right?
Yeah. And then she escapes, and then she fights the rebellion while Kang conquers the quantum realm. And then back with Cassie and Scott, they meet Kang, and Kang's like, "You're an odd man, Scott." And he's like, "Well, you're messing with the wrong guy. I'm an Avenger." He's like, "Which one of you have I killed before?" I've killed
the one with the hammer.
The one with the hammer. Right? Like, oh shit! This guy fucks with Thor and he won.
Yeah, no, but like the man has a body count.
Yeah.
The stupidly high body count.
Yeah.
I love that. I really love Jonathan Majors' performance here. It's just a shame that this is our introduction.
Also,
besides Loki, but
yeah. Also love like Scott says no of like help me escape. Like no. He's like all right. He starts torturing Scott and starts torturing his daughter. He's like, look, if you either help me or I'm gonna kill her in front of you, and you're gonna relive that shit again and again and again until you beg for it to stop. You're like, oh fuck, this guy's not playing around. I love how Kang's not quippy either. Like this is like it's how the MCU treated Thanos. Where Thanos is not an idiot. He doesn't fuck around. Neither does Kang. Also love how Moro is like bitching and he does the Kylo Ren thing. It's like, I am speaking. Hush.
Oh right, yeah, where he's like on the wall. He's like, oh lord. You remember the Shark Boy and Lava Girl? Yeah.
The guy with the big face.
Yeah, that's what it reminds me of.
Man. But yeah, Scott agrees to help him with the core. He goes in at the same time. Hope, Janet, and Hank are going in with like their own ship to the core, and they all meet while Scott's trapped in the core, and he has to fight or use himself to get to the core to help it go back to normal size. And it's cool. It's the only time the visual effects are like, yeah, all right, I vibe with this. Some of it looks a bit too balloony, but I'll live with it.
The fact that the visual artist had to fucking keep track of that shit was so confusing to watch.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure, it was way more confusing to make. So props to them. But it was a weird scene. And then you do see Baskin Robbins Scott being there as well.
Yeah. I'm just happy to be there. I don't know, when Wasp comes in and there's multiple of her, you're like, I really can't tell what's going on.
Neither can I.
Oh wait, going back a bit. Speaking of nothing telling what's going on, like every time there's an action scene, you're like, what the hell is happening? Like I can't tell.
Oh, same here. Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? When Kang's like military starts shooting up the place,
the rebellion.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know What is happening? And
Especially,
then,
especially with like the bounce and punch. You're like, I can't tell if she's bouncing or punching, or if she's just flinging her body all over the place.
yeah,
Same with
same
Scott.
here.
I'm like, what the fuck is this action?
I couldn't really comprehend anything. Like,
It's like, is this directed by the worst of Michael Bay?
I don't know. It was just hard to watch, and especially when it's an intense scene too, where people are actually dying. They have to, again, squeeze in a funny haha moment, and I'm like, really? Y'all did that in Thor: Love and Thunder. Why are you doing it here?
And then, yeah, Scott does make the thing go back to normal, and then Kang just shows up. He's like, "Give it to me. Do I have to take it from you?" I'm like, "Please, Scott, don't make him take it from you." He's like, "Where's my daughter?" And like both him and Hope try to sneak attack, shrinking down, but he's just like, enough of that. Janet, you're coming with me. Let's see if they can survive this hellscape. And then he takes her back to his lair. Meanwhile, Cassie escapes and helps rescue the rebellion leader. I guess that's the rebellion leader. And he tells, at the same time, Kang tells Janet his plan of like, I will escape, I will go back to the timelines, and I will restore peace the way I see it. I will burn the timelines who have exiled me. I will erase them out of time. It's like, you'll be wiping out trillions. Okay. Sure.
Dude, the fact that he is, like, this version of Kang was exiled.
Yeah.
Like, the other Kangs didn't like him, so they just agreed, like, take him out.
Yeah.
And, excuse me, and he lost.
Yeah.
And now he's just taking it out on the fucking the multiverse. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I thought about that. This is badass.
I also like the speeches, like, history is at our grass. My empire is ready. We're gonna take over the... And he gets caught by Cassie, and she tries to do the one-way out thing from Andor. We're like, yeah, no. Sorry, Catherine Newton. You're not, Andy Serkis.
Hell no. Actually, I don't even know if he made it.
No. But Kang's obviously pissed. He's like, tells Mona's like, kill her. Do your thing. And then they go, well, at the same time, Scott goes to being Giant Man, because they were rescued by the Hank and his smart ants. You're like, I don't know whether to be impressed by the science of the smart ants or be like, why are you just wasting time with the smart ants?
I don't know.
Smart ants do come back in a worse way, but we'll get there. We'll get there.
Yeah. Look, I'm very exhausted. Not gonna lie. During this review, I'm very tired.
And the rebellion's gaining ground. At the same time, Cassie's being chased by MODOK. At the same time, Giant Man's wreaking havoc on Kang's civilization as he tries to escape. And like, Cassie does pull a Hulk where she does slam MODOK again and again. Just like, stop being a dick. He's like, I don't know how not to be a dick. And then my mom's like, I think I know where this is going. I don't like it.
Same here. I don't... Look, I want to stop talking about this fucking movie, but we have to finish it. But yeah, they do fight, and I don't understand this one.
I do like the rebellion scene over there, like, take the bridge, but I don't get the whole joke. I'm like, man, stop killing the momentum, please.
Yeah, where like he got shot, people thought he died.
I feel like
man turns into Kirby.
It'd been better if he died, because you're like, oh shit. Stakes, because this is a rebellion. Doesn't matter if you're cute, you die for rebelling against Kang. And then when Kang comes down, you're like, oh shit, this is like when Thanos comes to Wakanda, you're like, alright, this is the end game. And he's just evaporating people. You're like, how are you gonna stop him?
Yeah, but they do, with a shit ton of numbers. And I was like, this is the guy who has defeated the Avengers probably 1,000,000 times.
He even says, it's like, you know how many gods I've killed? You think you can beat me? I am Kang. you just talk to ants, and that's when the ants come. You're like, is Kang really gonna die to ants?
Yeah, I was like, again, he is the guy who has killed the Avengers a million times over. And this is the point where he just lost? And I was like, this doesn't take a lot then. If Captain America or Iron Man was here, or any of the other Avengers, you're fucked.
Right? Like, you killed Thor. How did you manage? Is Thor the only Avenger you killed and the rest beat your ass?
Right? Like, are you lying to us?
Yeah, like, Odin's son is dead, but come on, Tony, let's beat the shit out of this fucking purple and blue alien. We've beaten a purple alien before.
I don't get it, though. Like, Jonathan Majors is an amazing actor, and his character and his performance were amazing until this point, where for some reason he's losing to smaller thing.
And MODOK, where MODOK comes and is like, I'm not a dick. I'm like, can you please shut up? And then when he's having his death speech, he's like, I am your brother. I am an Avenger. I'm like, man, you're like that one person who really wants to make me laugh, but at the same time, I really just want to slap. Like, please stop. I'm getting very annoyed.
It wasn't funny at this point. Like, I get it. And he's like, he thinks he's an Avenger.
You said your theater was noisy. My theater also had college people and like kids. None of them laughed at the MODOK shit or the jokes. No, we were all
the thing. The thing is, the people were laughing because they're high school kids and they're with their friends, they're having fun. So they're like, okay, they just vibing, like, you know, that I get. Them being quiet, I get more.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I was like, that was me, dude. This was me the whole time I was in the theater. I was just like.
One guy was like, I thought Marvel, and it's full Filipino. He's like, I thought Marvel was supposed to be funny. I was like, I want to be like, I know, right?
Yeah, man, that's true, man. Like, I was dead inside the whole fucking movie. By the way, this was my first, like, watching it. I just came from work, like, my first day, and I was tired as fuck. I had to watch this in the theater filled with noisy children. I'm like, ooh, I just started my new life. I don't want to end it now, you know?
Just dead by boredom, and it's like, well, dead by the death of the MCU. I hope not. I
hope not too, because they did do like Wakanda Forever, and Wakanda Forever was really fucking good.
And Shang-Chi, I still stick to my guns and say Shang-Chi's pretty good. I really do. I haven't seen it in a while, but I do. I like everything about it. What can I say? I know the dragons are a bit much, and the dad too, but I.
No, that's fine.
But
really, Shang-Chi's.
I like it. I vibe with it.
Okay. Okay.
It's pretty good in my opinion. Maybe I have to revisit it, and maybe it might go down or up depending. But I still vibe with it. Maybe it's because of the lead, because I like the lead and Awkwafina really a lot. Anyway, so they are about to go home, and then Scott pushes Cassie, and then he's knocked the fuck back by Kang. You're like, is this the part where Marvel commits to Kang beating the shit? Like when he curb stomps Ant-Man's helmet, like, oh god, this is the end of Scott. And he starts beating him. You're like, I don't want to see this, but at the same time, if Marvel can commit, oh no, there's Wasp.
Besides, like, speaking of underwhelming moments, Scott was about to have his like rage moment, hero moment, where this man would do anything for his daughter, kind of situation. Where where he becomes this large thing, starts becoming the Godzilla of this world, and I'm like, yeah, destroy it, fucking go wild. He does nothing.
Yeah, this fight.
He does nothing. He just tosses one part of a building to another, and then that was it.
And then the last fight, when he's like, I don't have to win, we both have to lose. And then you're like, yeah, come back to this.
Right?
Also, you see Jonathan Major's arms, you're like, Jesus Christ. This guy's huge.
Oh, yeah, man, have you seen Creed 3 trailer? Man's fucking like.
He's a
I don't know.
beast.
Wait, how tall is he? Like 6'2" or 6'3"? Fuck. His arms are huge, dude. Fuck.
So when he tries to jump into the portal again, he's blocked by Wasp. I'm like, if you've killed the Avengers, all of them, how are you stopped by the Wasp? How? How are you bested by the Wasp and Ant-Man?
In the most, like, underwhelming way of, like, resistance, you know? It's just her going,
It's a quick time event of like, oh, okay, press square, and then I shoot him multiple times, and he backs up into this corner, and he goes away. I'm like, you're the guy who's, again, I keep emphasizing this is the version of Kang who's killed the Avengers again and again. What the fuck?
And, yeah. And another thing that I was like, oh shit, I gotta stop thinking this way. Oh shit, Marvel's gonna commit to a serious decision here, where they've been building up this whole moment of Scott kind of losing his purpose in life, where he's supposed to be Ant-Man, but now he's kind of like lost, and he's kind of not needed. Like all he's doing is like doing book readings and not being an Avenger. And then he's got transported to a world where he's actually needed.
Yeah.
And then they give us this false sense of hope where, oh shit, they're gonna leave Scott in the the quantum realm, so he could be the Avenger that he needs to be. No.
Like if he was on the floor dead as Kang goes to our world, and it ends, you're like, oh shit, what's gonna happen now? But no, it ends of like when the portal closes, you're like, well, maybe Ant-Man and the Wasp are lost forever. No. They find their way home. You're like, see my face. Like, if you end this movie with Ant-Man dead, Kang going out to conquer, setting up Avengers 5, and maybe in Avengers 5 he wins or he loses, but it takes everything the Avengers got, and then by the end of Avengers 5, the post-credit scene is the Council of Kangs, you'll be like, oh shit, there's more of him. I feel like that's better than here being like, oh cool, there's more Kangs.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you saw the last one, that was kind of cool, where you see Loki.
Yeah, but again, like the happy ending really didn't need to happen. Like, I feel like this is Marvel just not having the balls to commit to like, we can't kill Ant-Man. They're like, why not?
Yeah, no, this is what I want Marvel to know now. It's just like, commit to making an adult kind of way of writing.
Yeah.
You know? Sure, we talk about like how movies don't need to be sad to be great.
Yeah.
But at this point, we're getting tired of being funny.
Yeah.
Like,
and like when,
oh god.
I had 1,000 years stare of just like, I can't believe I'm watching this movie when Ant-Man's like, we killed Kang, but there's more of him. Having this existential shit, I'm like, please, Paul Rudd, I love you, but can you please stop talking?
Dude, there was zero character development in this movie.
Yeah.
Zero. Like, they are still the same fucking people as this movie started.
Like,
Scott is still the same fucking person.
Like, I don't get the decision of like, let's have Scott go up against someone that's out of his league by miles and still die trying, or just do the cookie cutter shit.
Right? And I was like, again, no character development.
And then
it's such a shame.
And then we go to the post-credit scene where, again, you see the Council of Kangs, and you're like, I don't know if this will be the detriment, because I don't want to go in a Marvel movie and be like, oh shit, it's Kang again. Okay.
Yeah.
I want Kang to be special. Like, I like the design of like the Tron Kang and the Pharaoh Kang and the Kang that speaks like this for some reason. We all have the multiverse. Like, why are you speaking like that? Oh, he disappeared. He's mad.
I'm sorry. Like, he was kind of talking like Forrest Whitaker for some reason.
Save the rebellion. Save the dream.
Right? He talks like that. I was like...
As, like, the other Kangs were going, like, buck wild for some reason. Like, what are you hyped about?
Yeah, that one guy was going...
I'm like, did you did you do something? Did you kill an Avenger before coming here? Like, let me just snap Captain America's neck and I'll go to the meeting.
You know what? When the movie ended and they were like showing the cast and the names, and then like the high schooler kids, all of them started clapping, like as if it was an amazing movie, and I was in my seat, I'm like, no, stop!
This isn't Endgame. Stop it.
No, of course, enjoy
what you enjoy, but like. And then we get set up for Loki season 2 with Owen Wilson and Tom Hiddleston. I'm like, please, this season better be good. I'm gonna lose it if it's not.
I think they just gotta stick with TV shows. That's what they're getting really good at now.
Yes. Well, I'll say this is Guardians and the Marvels. No pressure.
Yeah, no pressure. Because it's only up from here. You know?
Right?
It is only up from here. This is probably one, like... I'm not, like... Or Ant-Man. By the way, this is all the way down here. You can't even see. Like... It's all up from here. You can't go lower, right? This is the worst... This is probably the worst Marvel movie now.
Honestly, I agree.
It's such a shame because I love Paul Rudd. I love Jonathan Majors. I love Michael Douglas and Michelle Pfeiffer. Sorry, other one that doesn't like getting vaccinated. But
I like Catherine Newton.
Yeah, she right.
Yeah.
Like, I love you guys. It's just whoever's fucking writing these stories needs to be fired. I swear to God, just fire them, please. I'm starting to become brain dead watching Marvel movies nowadays, knowing the fact that this is our like outcome.
You know, I think it was Jeremy Johns who said, like, if Endgame ended the MCU, that'd been fine. And like just reboot from there, and it's a new chapter. It doesn't even have to be the MCU anymore.
Agreed.
I saw a comment on Discord. I posted something on the Discord group, and they're like, you know what, ever since Infinity War or Endgame, I cannot catch up. I was like, you know what? Same, actually.
I haven't even really watched maybe 60% of Marvel shit.
I haven't even seen What If, because I'm like, I don't care.
Oh, wait, hold on. What If's actually pretty good. I watched it, and I was like, oh, okay. Yeah.
I couldn't get over the Captain Carter. Like, what if Captain Carter was Captain America? Like, what if I cared? Is this your pilot? But we have Marvel Zombies. I'm like, oh, cool, PG Marvel Zombies. I have the graphic novel, and that is M. What do you want from me?
I watched that episode.
Is it
pretty badass?
Okay, I'll check it out then.
Yeah, I'm so sorry that I'm kind of like throwing you off your vibe, but like...
I know Ultron's cool in it.
I didn't see that yet, not yet, but I saw the Zombies episode. That shit was the shits. Like, that shit was cool.
Yeah, I guess we have to stop delaying the inevitable. I miss Thanos, by the way. And that's my point of multiple Kangs, because if you know there's multiple Kangs, the looming threat is kind of lessened, because Thanos was always like, oh god, we're going to attack Earth someday, we're looking for those stones. With Kang, multiple Kangs, you're like, this is the 10th Kang and I'm tired.
Yeah, like there's a shit ton of disposable Kangs now.
Yeah.
That I'm like, he doesn't feel like a third where it's just one guy, and you have that feeling like, if it's just one bad guy, how strong is he, the fact that he's just one person?
Yeah.
Here you're like, oh, well, the Avengers have a shit ton of Kangs to kill now.
Is Sam Wilson gonna be like Avengers Assemble against like 10,000 Kangs?
I guess so. When one is supposed to like decimate like a whole world or universe filled with Avengers.
So it's either they're all cannon fodder or they all decimate the galaxies.
Yeah, like that is the odd outcome now.
Yeah.
It's either Kang is just a horrible villain that they're setting up, or the Avengers lose. That's the only outcome now, if you think about it. So, I don't know where they're going.
I know people are excited for Kang coming because when you get Kang, you get the Fantastic Four. When you get Fantastic Four, you get Doom. But honestly, I was like, can we pump the brakes for a bit? I don't like this ride.
Get your shit together first before you start touching other things that we like.
Before you get Magneto and Doom and potentially ruin them, please get your act together. Because I don't want to be like, I don't want to go into Marvel movie like, oh shit, it's Magneto, but I'm tired. Marvel.
Right.
Or when it's finally Doom, you're like, anyway.
We don't want that.
What would you rate this movie?
My God, it's a 2 out of 10. I'm sorry. Not really. No. Fuck you. Fuck you for taking my money. Fuck you for taking 2 hours and 5 minutes of my time. Fuck you. No, seriously. This movie just makes you just like, you're just a vegetable. The whole time you're watching, just like...
It's like...
The only impressive fucking thing in this movie is when they spelled out Quantumania, it had the word Ant-Man in it. And I was like, ah! Dude, you will not remember shit. Like, I'm so happy Enzo has a somewhat photographic memory. Because if I were the one to host this, I've been like, the fuck happened again? Because this movie's so fucking forgettable and it's so dumb, and they're making decisions where they're like, this could be a good story. Or this outcome where, like, if this could go in a really good route. No, they don't take it. They blue ball us all the fucking time where they're like, oh shit, our grown up decision, like what we did with Black Panther. No. No. Because Marvel movies meant for kids, you know. People with only 2 brain cells will enjoy these. No. We tend to like Marvel movies, but we don't have to cater to that percentage of like, oh, kids just want to watch a superhero.
It feels like it's back in the early 2000s, to be honest. Honestly.
That is true. That's like, true. It's just prettier.
It's like, am I watching an MCU movie or am I watching part 2 of Fantastic Four and the Silver Surfer?
And, like, I wasn't even wowed when Bill Murray was there. I was like, oh, what a shame. You wasted his time.
Yeah, I was like, it's Bill. What's the next Ghostbusters?
Homie, you know how old I felt when you're like... when Bill Murray came out, maybe a couple of adults went, like, even me, I was like, what? Bill Murray? The majority of the kids were like, who's that?
Oh, there were a couple of guys in mine, thankfully. I was like, oh, it's Bill Murray.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
But I heard just a couple of like kids behind me and in front of me. I was like, what the fuck is that? And I was like, alright, I'm old. Anyway, yeah, 2 out of 10.
You know what? I'll give this a 2 out of 10. Just the 2 points go to Jonathan Majors as Kang. Because he deserves it. He deserves all the praise in the world for carrying this movie. And he needs to check his back, though I think his back is perfectly fine, to be honest.
No, that shit is bent. Man can never walk again after carrying this fucking movie.
Although I am excited to see the event of Kang where he fights Killmonger. That looks exciting.
Okay.
But yeah, 2 out of 10. The story is lackluster. The effects are horrendous. Especially MODOK. MODOK isn't even MODOK. You're like, what the fuck is this shit? Not since... What's your face in Black Widow?
Taskmaster.
Yeah, we're like, oh shit, You're not that.
That's not her.
Yeah.
That's not you. The fuck?
You just put Taskmaster. Like, it's like putting Taskmaster cosmetics. I'm like, you're not Taskmaster. You're not MODOK. You're not Taskmaster. I'm tired of the villains not living up to what they can be. What else did I like? Character growth for Scott Lang, which is the same, because I do like Paul Rudd quite a bit. I also do like Catherine Newton, and the rest of the cast. Even the anti-science woman. I like her and other stuff. But yeah, you say I have photographic memories, but my memories literally just jumping to the nearest. Like, all right, that happened.
See,
like
look what this movie did to my mind.
Galactus could have been chilling in the background, and I would have forgotten. I was like, oh, he's drinking a smoothie. I would have forgotten it.
Same.
But yeah, Marvel, come on, it's Phase 5 already. You're good at this. I don't know why you're dropping the ball this hard though.
Yeah, it's so hard, really.
Yeah.
You drop the ball, broke it, and just shat on it.
Yeah. You know what? I sense a shift coming. We might come out of the 2020s being like, MC what? And DC what?
Yeah, I know. This is what I have a feeling. Because I do agree with Seb where he, like, MCU might might have a comeback, but I feel like there's gonna be a shit ton of hit or misses, like, along the way.
I said before, us and G&D might be taking breaks, so I don't know if we're gonna do Guardians on time, to be honest. I know the Marvels was delayed from June to November. I'm like, I am scared. Why is it delayed that much? What are you hiding?
If it's their way of making it better, fine.
Sure.
You know.
Anyway, that's been our video on Ant-Man Quantumania. Is it pointless for me to ask what Marvel property are you looking forward to? I kind of excited for Guardians 3. I'm kind of excited for Thunderbolts. I know Steven Yeun is in Thunderbolts now. And rumor is he's the MCU's Norman Osborn. So I'm like, I can vibe with that. I would like to see Steven Yeun in the Iron Patriot armor. Why not? And eventually the Green Goblin. They're making a Spider-Man 4.
Stop. Just stop. I'm sorry, I can't answer your question because I'm like,
oh, here's an easy one. Daredevil.
Right. Ah, yeah. Okay. he made me happy again. Oh wait, okay. Here, World Order.
Huh?
World Order. New World Order.
I just said World War. Like World War what?
New World Order.
Oh, Cap 4.
Yeah.
Harrison Ford as the general. I would like to see that, just to see Harrison Ford. Like, Mr. Ford, are you excited to be Red Hulk? Red what?
Like I can't wait to see Harrison Ford turn into the Red Hulk.
Yeah.
But that's just him in general.
And yes, it's a grumpier version of Harrison Ford. Cool.
So it's like, I don't see a difference.
Yeah. I do want to see him like point at Cap though, like, follow my orders, you better, Cap. Like, yeah.
Oh. Yeah. But I can't wait for that. I'm sorry for the long
yeah, me too. I'm like
silence.
There's not much, honestly, aside from Daredevil and Cap. Well, yeah, that's been a video on Ant-Man Quantumania. If you want to see more of us on YouTube, please like, subscribe, and ding the bell icon to get notified of when we upload next. You can also use the comment section if you wanna talk about the MCU. Let's have a decent discussion about where the MCU is right now. I'll make you happier. They are rebooting Hellboy.
Okay. I like that.
But yeah, back on track. If you want to see more of us, we're also on Spotify and TikTok. TikTok to see our best and funniest moments. Spotify to hear us on the go, on the road, wherever you are traveling. Individually can find me at Candelphus1995 on Twitter. How about you?
Oh, you can find me at JohnGOM_ on Instagram. It's my article.
And for the last action week set movie for this week at least, we're talking about the sci-fi franchise that makes us happy and wishes that we can all live long and prosper. Until then, I'll see you on the next one. Bye, everybody.
Oh shit, we're doing Star Trek?
Yeah, 09. Yay!